Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm doing another video. Now today I'm doing another interview with an incredible Next Step cast member, and we're going to be diving in to their time on the Next Step, what it was like playing their character of Adele, their romance with Anthony, and really what it was like being on the Next Step Season 9. I mean, it must have been incredible. So today I'm welcoming the amazing Sherry to my channel, who played Adele on the Next Step.
Hi, my name is Sheriauna HAASE and I play Adele on the Next Step.
Thank you so much for joining me. So today we're going to be chatting about your time on the Next Step and what it was like playing your character of Adele. But to kick off this interview, I wanted to take you back to the start of your Next Step journey and talk about your audition for the show. So what was it like auditioning for the show, and why did you decide to audition for it?
So, first off, the Next Step is very inclusive with just a bunch of diversity and everything, which I really love. And so I got submitted by my agent, but actually apparently before that they had seen me somewhere or whatever. I think connected with my dance teacher or something like that. So they actually saw me before I knew that, and I ended up just getting submitted from my agent, and then I went to the audition. And yeah, that's pretty much the process. Kind of confusing, but yeah, everything kind of just happened before and after.
It sounds like it was confusing but also really, really fun at the same time. And you got the part of Adele, which was incredible. And how did you feel in that moment when you found out you got your role? It must have been amazing.
It was so crazy. Just even getting the audition for the Next Step, I was jumping for joy. Oh my gosh, this is I got submitted. I was freaking out from that point of this journey. And the way that my mom broke the news to me was she pretended that we had an audition together, and then she was like, okay, just look at the camera, we're gonna, but I didn't even get a script or anything before that. I wasn't prepared. I didn't even know what we were doing. And then she just told me, and I was I cried for sure. I cried, and she videotaped it. And when she told me what my name would be, Adele, I was like, oh my gosh, that's that fits me perfectly. I feel I probably look like an Adele. And I don't know, just obviously it being my childhood favorite show, and now being on the show, it's just so insane.
It must have been amazing, like you said, especially when you grew up watching the show. It must have been such an incredible feeling knowing you were going to be a part of it. You got your part, and then you had your first day on set. I heard the first day on set was very white wall based. So what was it like being on the set for the first time? Was there anybody who you initially bonded with?
Yeah, so being on the set the first time was super insane because I got to see Studio A, and when I walked in, my heart dropped. Just walking in, seeing the chandelier, seeing the chicken on the wall, my heart just dropped. It was amazing. And then yes, we did white walls pretty much 2 days after we saw the set for the first time, and that was really fun, just kind of connecting with the cast in a different way, all playful. And then we had to do some sad takes and everything, and I definitely bonded with the new other cast members, which was Hattie, Nicholas, and Kate. We bonded right off the bat, and yeah.
Oh, amazing. I think it's great when there are a few other new cast members, because it kind of lets everybody kind of get to know each other, as well as people kind of having their groups as well. And you got to be a part of some incredible dancers in season 9, and you had the duet that you did at internationals, the group dance. But if there was one that you could pick that was your favorite, what one would it be and why?
I'd have to say my favorite one was Get It with Hattie and Nicholas, and because that was the first dance I learned for the whole season. That was my first rehearsal with Isaac and Amy and Nate, and that dance was just so hip-hop mashed with contemporary, and I just love that. That's my favorite style of dance. And so just doing it with them, it was just really nice to film. It was really exciting to film, because yeah, we got to do a lot of takes with it, but then you got to add your own style with each take and everything. So yeah, I would say that one was my favorite one to film.
That was such a good dance, and I feel like it really introduced us to your characters as well, and it kind of showed us how good the new characters could be individually, but as well as when you put them in a group. And like you said, you got to work with Niall and Olive, who are played by some incredible dancers. But would you say there was a group of people or a person who you would say was your favourite to work with?
Honestly, the whole cast was my favorite to work with, but I personally bonded with Nicholas, who plays Niall. Our bond is just so like, it's just so, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. I just love him so much and I miss him a lot, and we definitely clicked really fast. And also just being in like the green room waiting around to go do our scenes, I just loved his company. So I'd say him.
Yeah, I'm sure it must have been incredible getting along with him, and I've seen so many really cool TikToks with him, and it looks like he was such a vibe.
Yeah.
One big part of season 9 was internationals, and they did internationals very differently to season 3. They did it in the studio. But what was it like getting to be a part of internationals, and what was it like kind of seeing the set transform?
So entering the next step and just starting at internationals was kind of sick. I mean, usually it goes regionals, then nationals, and then internationals. So starting at internationals was really fun, and then also it being at the Studio A was kind of nice because we've been dancing in Studio A kind of the whole season, so it was nice and familiar. But I think the way that they built the set was insane. We walked in, Amy waited for it to be done, and it was a surprise when we walked in, and it just looked so amazing with the big screen and everything. They did a really amazing job. Lights, it was really nice to dance in.
It was incredible, and some points when there were some shots, you couldn't even tell that you were in the next step. It was absolutely incredible. And one of the dances you did at internationals was with Blake, who plays Anthony, and you did an incredible duet. It had such an amazing storyline. So what was it like working on that dance and performing it?
So working on that dance, it was so fun, and it was such a journey for me because I never ever get lifted. So those lifts in there, just learned them like beginning of the season, and I'm always a bass, like especially at my dance studio, I'm always a bass. So being lifted was so scary, but also so comforting, especially because it was with Blake. He made me feel so comfortable, and Amy, and they were always just encouraging me and like making sure everything was safe. So even though like I was scared at the beginning, towards the end, I definitely got more comfortable, and it was really fun. And then also just filming that dance, every single time it was just like, it just got better and better and better. And yeah, I really missed that dance actually. It was really nice.
It was such a good dance, and I think the costumes really complemented the style as well. I just thought the entire thing was put together really, really well. And your character was a part of a lot of iconic scenes in season 9. We saw Adele have the romantic storyline with Anthony, as well as there was that whole party episode, and we got introduced to the power trio. But was there a scene that you personally loved filming? Do you have a favorite one?
My favorite scene personally, it was with Blake, and it was when we got into a little like disagreement or something, and then we were just practicing before our duet, and it was a scene where we confessed that we liked each other. And I'd say that's my favorite scene because that was, I think, the first time for me on the whole season that I really, I don't know, I just felt really in touch with my character with that scene. So that was a really special moment for me. And Mitch being the director, it was a really special moment for me and him as well. He was very uplifting for that scene. So I'd say that's my favorite scene.
It was such a good scene, and like when I think of your character, that's one of the scenes that I think about, because I think it was such a pivotal point in that storyline. It was the point where everyone was kind of being honest about what was going on. So yeah, it must have been amazing to film that. And you mentioned earlier on that you were a fan of The Next Step before you were on it. And, this season we saw the return of Michelle and Eldon. So it must have been so fun getting to work with Victoria and Isaac. So I just wanted to talk to you about that. What was that like?
Yeah, so working with Victoria and Isaac was super insane. I was with Isaac most of the time because he was like more throughout the season. But they're just such amazing people. They're so lighthearted, they're so funny, they're so welcoming. And yeah, like even though they obviously know they have big names and everything, like Michelle and Eldon, but I just love how humble they are and just so welcoming for the new cast to the set. And also filming my scene with Michelle was so fun. She made me feel so comfortable filming that scene because I was like fangirling the whole time, but it was really amazing.
Yeah, it must have been incredible. And I always think about that scene when you were filming it with Victoria, you know, it was just really cool to kind of see the old Next Step tied to the new Next Step. I thought it was a really, really good idea for them to bring some old cast back to kind of get the two worlds together. And I'm sure throughout your time on the Next Step season 9, you have many stories and many memories that you made. So I just wanted to give you the chance to talk about any behind the scenes moments that you'd like to share.
Some behind the scenes, I really loved when we would have like lunch, and then we would like watch some episodes that were not like fully finished, but we would all sit together in Studio A and watch them. And then also just like hanging out in the green room. I missed that so much. That's one of the things that I miss the most, just hanging out with the cast and just lounging around until we're getting called to set. And yeah, I'd say those. Just being around the second family that we made, I really miss that.
Yeah, it sounds incredible, and I feel like the Next Step is just such a community, you know, everybody's working together. It just sounds like it must have been such an incredible summer. Now, thank you so much, Sherry, for coming on and talking to me about your time on the Next Step season 9. It has been incredible talking to you, so thank you for coming on and chatting to me today.
Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
You're most welcome, and also thank you to everybody who watched this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon for another video. Bye, guys!